Today I bring you all the castle themed entries to Series 3 of the Bricklink Designer Programme. You all probably know, but Series 2 is now closed, with the top entries going for crowdfunding in 2024. Today I thought I'd take a little look at Series 3, in particular the castle themed designs. Let's take them randomly from the website. This model is called the Riverbank Hideout, and the designer says there's lots of things to see and do. You can look after the animals living in the trees and ponds around the structure, gather food, or read a good book in the wine cellar. The hideout also features a working crane, a map, a wardrobe and a small writing chamber, where the captain is working on his novel. The description of the next model says, "Deep in Ogle Forest sits an abandoned castle," or so that's what the local kingdoms believed. But a band of forestmen have reclaimed this old fortress as their new home. Even though trees have started to grow all around the old structure and cracks have begun to appear, the forestmen don't mind. This castle comprises of two main sections that are connected by a small bridge. Next we have the Frozen River Bridge. A noble lady in the carriage is on her way home from her family, and she's arrived at the stone bridge over the frozen river. The carriage managed to get onto the bridge but had to stop suddenly. They were ambushed by bandits who were aware of the treasure on board the carriage, and the group want it for the gold to survive the winter. This next design is called the Lost City. The designer says to prepare yourself for adventure with this set of a lost city mixing old architecture and ruins covered by vegetation. You can discover different parts of the city, such as its ruins, its two towers, the stone bridge, the throne room and the king's tomb. Whatever you do, don't get lost between those 3,333 bricks. The next model is called the Attack on the Outpost, which is at the outermost reaches of the Crusaders' kingdom. The outpost includes 3 beds and the entrance contains a trunk of wood to barricade the door. The Crusaders are under attack from the Black Falcons. There's a siege tower drawn by 2 cows, and there's also a battering ram and a trebuchet. Will the Black Falcons start an invasion on the Crusaders' kingdom? Only time will tell. Now this design is called the Frontline Fortress, and it's not just a building set, it's an immersive journey into the world of medieval castles, battles and royal intrigue. It features an imposing facade that captures the essence of a mighty medieval stronghold. Its towering walls, sturdy parapets and towering turrets create an imposing presence that dominates the landscape and makes for a stunning display piece. Next up we have the Medieval Spectaculum at the Museum of History, where young and old can relive the Middle Ages. The narrow cobbled streets are packed with stalls and attractions. The Museum of History offers visitors the opportunity to explore the medieval world. At the Juggler's stage, spectators can admire some wonderful performances, and the market is a great place to take a stroll and perhaps pick up a small souvenir. The next model depicts a Lions Tournament. Dear lords and ladies, welcome to the Great Lion Tournament, where the Lion Queen has invited a young prince from the Black Falcons. He appeared with his best knight to show that the Black Falcons should never be underestimated. The tournament site includes honoured guests, a food stand, and of course, seating for the Queen of the Lion Knights and the Prince of the Black Falcons. There's loads more to come, but if you like my videos, hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And now back to the video. The next model is the Castle of Lord Elstwyr. Welcome to the Castle of Lord Elstwyr, which has been designed to look authentic and properly medieval. The castle is fully accessible with a wall on a hinge, 2 floors that can slide out, and there's a removable part to the side for extra easy access. The castle is separated into different sections, with a main keep, an outer bailey with a portcullis, and a small well. The 10th model now, and we're halfway there. This is the Town Manor. Memories of 17th century manors and mansions inspired this designer to make a realistic castle building, more refined than a fortress, showing power by wealth and artfulness rather than by bulk and force. The main hall has a massive fireplace leading to some imposing stone stairs. On the first story is his lordship's centre of power, his office, and the stairs in the corner lead to a luxurious bedroom. Next up we have the Forestman's Forest Farmhouse. After the Lion Knight's castle was announced last year, the designer was moved to build medieval MOCs, and this is one of the best ones they've made so far. Travel deep into the forest and you'll experience the daily life of a pumpkin farmer. The forest farmhouse includes 3 minifigures, a cow and lots of other animals. The house has a removable roof for easy access to the upper story. The well has a working pulley. Now the next model is called the Royal Beekeeper. This model depicts a medieval bee farm alongside a travelling merchant wagon used to bring goods to the royal monarch and distribute them to the townsfolk. The apple tree provides much needed pollen in the spring and yields a tasty treat for the visiting horses in the fall. This farmer is employed by the royal family of the Lion Knights. The king and queen value his golden delicacy almost as much as their gold coins. Next up we have a fairly scary build, the Lava Serpent. The designer is a big fan of anything fantasy and drew inspiration from fantasy creatures. They wanted to make something that featured a creature perhaps with some overlap with Dungeons and Dragons, as they're a huge fan. They also applied this to the selection of minifigures, which they say are linked to the Dungeons and Dragons franchise. The designer pictured an adventuring party set off to slay this massive lava serpent. Here we have the medieval outpost. Immerse yourself in a world of knights as you construct the LEGO Medieval Outpost, a captivating structure at the heart of epic adventures. Picture 2 guards standing vigilant, defending from its towering walls, surrounded by a beautiful landscape. The simplicity of nature unfolds, featuring a calm lake. The designer says that this model will integrate seamlessly with any other of your medieval sets. Now this set is really unusual because the designer has come up with their own original theme, the Mountain Windmill series, and this set, the Riverside Scholars, is the next set of that theme. I think this design, with a few minor tweaks, may complete a castle scene really well, and I love the shape of the roofs, the observatory tower, the lower levels behind the falls, and there's loads of secrets to find. I also find the river flowing through the set very relaxing. Next up we have the Potion Seller's store. Now the potion seller should have retired decades ago, but something keeps him going, maybe magic potions. Rounding off the set is the potion seller's apprentice, who drives their cart from town to town, selling not only the potion seller's finest brews, but magically enhanced weaponry to the locals. Here we have the Wayfarer's Inn, that captures dreams of a fantastical place to rest after a long adventure. The inn features a waterfall, aged and leaning Tudor architecture, and plenty of space for guests to eat and rest. On top of the building, each roof utilises a different design, and each level and roof can be removed to access the interiors, so you can discover the secrets of the Wayfarer's Inn. Next we have a Lord's Palace, where a Lord of the Lion Knights lives. In his palace he meets members of the Falcon Knights to sign a treaty. The designer was inspired by historical city buildings from Europe, and cheese slope pieces for the roof aim to look like roof tiles. Inside the building you can find a staircase, a dining room, a bedroom and a writer's room. Each area inside is decorated with furniture. The next model is called the Broken Barrel Tavern version 2, which is completely redesigned back from Series 1. It can now fold open to create a way larger display piece, a lot more details in the interior, and overall a cleaner look. The designer has always loved the castle theme, and they decided to make a castle-related model around an iconic medieval building. They took inspiration from the recent LEGO Ideas Medieval Blacksmith. Last but not least, we have the Medieval Village Row Houses, a craftsperson district for a medieval town or village. This is complete with a well and an outhouse, and an opening door that has some use. The Fletcher has a workshop with a lathe out the back, and the herbalist has a small garden to help create her remedies. The Fletcher's daughter and the tailor's son are practicing their skills to prepare for further adventures. And that's it. Go and vote for your favourite sets before the 20th of October. See you again soon.